Hello there, my name's Dave Allen. I'm good and geeky, and so I'm going to have a look at Affinity Designer and symbols. I suspect that symbols in Affinity Designer are a little bit unused, and could be unused because sometimes they can be a little bit confusing in the way that they work. Let's have a look and see what we can do to show you how it actually does the job. Okay, so here we are in Affinity Designer 2, and the first thing we need to do is to get our symbols palette up on the screen there. So if we go to Window and we go to Symbols, we'll get that there. You can drag this and drop this into this bit over here if you want to. So you could put it there, for instance, but for the moment I think what we'll do is just leave it here. Now the first thing we want to do is to create some symbols. So let's go to this Star tool here. Let's go to the Star tool and create some objects that we can turn into symbols. I wonder if we can do this with text as well. Let's put some text in there and see what we get. Make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. And let's go back in there and choose another shape. I think we'll go for the teardrop shape this time and put one of those in there. We'll make that into a symbol as well. Two shapes and one bit of text in there. So let's make some symbols. So let's go back to the Move tool here. Make sure there's nothing selected, and I'm going to select this one first of all, and then I'm going to click on Create. Click off it, click back onto this here again, and then I'm going to do Create. Click off it, then click back onto this here again, and I'm going to click on Create. We're going to go to this one here, right click on that there, and do a rename of symbol. I'm going to call this Star. Seems a sensible name to give it. And then this one here, I'm going to do the same with that, rename it. And we're going to call this one Teardrop. And then this one here, rename that one too. And this one going to be Arty Party. Okay, so we've got three symbols in there. How to use these symbols? Well, if we want to get this symbol here and have it repeated somewhere else in our documents, what we're going to do is just going to drag it and drop it in here. So I've got another one in there. And I'm going to drag another one over there. And then I'm going to go to the teardrop and I'm going to drag this and put that over there. And then I'm going to get Arty Party and bring this one over here. And then we'll have another Arty Party here too. We want three teardrops in there. Let's put another one in there over there. That'll do nicely. So we've got three of each. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to deselect that now. And let's see what we're going to change first. Let's go to this one here and change colour of it. Hey presto, the colours have changed in all the other symbols as well. What else can we do? What about changing the size of it? Well, that didn't work. What's going on here? We're supposed to be able to have it all changing all over the whole thing. Well, that is because over on this layers panel here, we've got this symbol selected here. We've got this selected here rather than the object. So we have to do this here and select this here. Now what I can do is if I make changes to this here, it will change the other two objects as well. So I'm going to change that there. And as you can see, they're all changing all the same together. Perfect. Same thing with this one over here. I've got the teardrop selected here, but I haven't got the actual object itself. So I have to go into this one here, select that there. And then I can go here and change the colour of that there. I can put effects on there. So let's put some effects on there. Let's go for a 3D effect. So I've got a 3D effect that's on all those three things there. And as you can see, they're all the same now. So whatever change I made to one, I made to all of them. Very nice. We can put an anti-glow on there. Better put a colour that's going to show up. So let's put a nice purple on there. Well, a horrible purple. Let's put a purple on there anyway and put a bit of noise on there as well. And then what I'm going to do is change the radius of it. So let's change the radius on there. As you see, I'm getting a nice little bit of radius there. And that's my outer glow. So whatever I do we want is happening with the others as well. Let's go to our layers panel, and you can see there that I've got this selected and not this bit underneath. So I can go back in here and I can change this one here and do whatever I want with that one, and it's going to be different from the rest. But then if I go back into this here and go to the other object and I make some changes, so let's do some changes with turning it around. Any changes I make to this one is also changing the others as well. But the actual dimensions, where I made it a bit short and squatty instead of long and thinny, then those are going to stay the same. Let's go to our Arty Party. And if I change this, I'm going to have to go to this object in here and change colour of it. So that changed the colour in one, that changed the colour in all of them. Can I put extra letters in there? And it seems I can. Very nice. Okay, so let's zoom out of this a little bit so we can see a bit better. And I've still got this selected down there, so any size changes I make in one are going to be the same in all of them. And again, same things I can do with the other one there, it's going to be the same. So if I want to change the actual font, maybe have it a larger font, Arial Black for instance, that makes it stand out a bit better. That works. Let's put that over there. And by putting that over there, what I've done is I've actually sort of selected this symbol rather than the bit underneath, which I need to work with. So I need to change the gap. So this is where it can get a bit confusing. So that's something you have to be careful of. If you're selecting objects, you want to select a different object to move it around, remember that you've got to go back into here, into the layers panel, and get the part that you need to be able to change all of them. So with the right object selected, I can change all of these symbols together. And same thing again with the quick effects there. If I need to have a drop shadow on there, for instance, so I want to put a drop shadow on there. I want to have this much of an offset, and then I'll put a bit of radius on there as well. Maybe change the opacity a bit as well. If I change the opacity, I think probably need to change the radius as well to make it look a bit better. And probably what I need with this as well, just to make it stand out better, is to put an outline on it too, and change the outline to the same colour as the background, which is going to be a white shape there, so it'll stand out better. So I've got the colour done there, and put the radius on there. Okay, so now you see I've got that working nicely, and it's changed one, it's changed all of them. It is possible to turn the sync off here, and supposedly you should be able to turn sync off and then turn it back on again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the sync off there, and I can make change to this one here, and it's not changing the other two, and click on back on that again, and the sync should be happening again. Let's go back to my layers panel to make sure I've got the thing selected here that I need to be selected. So this one here is still selected there and not the symbol part above. Okay, so now I'm going to change this here, and it's not synchronizing. Let's click on sync again. So I've got that selected. Click on sync there. Yay! We've got two of them synchronized. How cool is that then? So it is possible to get the synchronization back, and this one there is not synchronizing. For some reason that's not included with the rest of them. I don't know why. Let's delete that one there. Let's bring in another arty party. So we've got another arty party in there. So now I've got synchronization happening between all three of those objects. If you turn the synchronization off and then turn it back on again, it is possible to get it working again, but you might have to do some fiddling about to get it working just right again. If I get a definitive answer on this, then I'll make another video to show exactly what you need to do to make this work. So symbols are useful, well worth having. It could be, for instance, you've got a map of something and you've got symbols on the map. It doesn't have to be symbols on a map. It could be, art, text on something or other, a part of your design, and it's going to be the same shape basically all over the place, and you want to be able to get to them quickly to change colours or add in extra sort of, if it's text, add extra letters to the text, or change the effects or the background or the whatever you want to do with it. You might need to use symbols and do these changes. Go and have some fun with symbols in Affinity Designer 2. So I'm Dave Allen, I'm good and geeky, and I've been looking at what you can do with symbols in Affinity Designer version 2. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell icon so you get notified when there's more tutorials coming. And if you haven't done already, go and click on the like button. It all helps with the algorithm in YouTube. Bye bye now, talk to you again soon.